Okay. Create table student city. We are defining the column name varchar 100, and suppose that we are defining its keys, not keys, but its value that is not null. And we are defining its age. I'm defining its age. So let's take it is also not null. So our table has been created. So now uh, I am inserting some values in it. Into city name, let's suppose that Hyderabad, and sorry, we have to define its column first of all. So name and its another column. So values that are given to, so name, let's take it Goa, and let's take another number such as 36. Okay, so now to check whether that our values has been inserted or not, so we use select command. Okay. So now we will going to learn that how to set up the default values that are these null. So I am going to create a new table, or suppose that um, create table cats. name, defining the columns, varchar 20, and we are defining the default value, that is de, and we are defining the age. I'm defining the age. So age integer value, and default $99. Let's suppose 7. Okay. So uh, rather than use the select command, we can also use the describe command to check that whether our data has been inserted in the table or not. So we are using describe command. So here we have got that two fields, name and age, their data types, and a new column that is null, means no value has been present in it, and a yes has been this, and another empty column key, and a default, that is our extra column, in which we have these two values, no name provided and 7, and another column extra. So how to use these default values and extra, how to remove it? So now I am going to insert a new data in it. Select, oh sorry, insert into cats, its age. So first of all, its name, and that is name and age, and now I'm assigning the values to it. Values. So let's suppose that I am giving the name honey fluff, and I'm defining its age as 9. So okay, our row has been inserted. So I'm using this command to show whether our operation has been performed or not. Okay, so now we have a data in well formatted form in which we have a new entry that we have given above in our query. So now I am also inserting a new value to it, such as insert into cats, and I am giving no value, oh sorry, no columns, and also I am not defining any value. So now I am using the select command, or we can use describe command. Oh sorry, we are using that command. So we can again define, write our command into cats, and values that we are giving. So we are using the select command to show that our operation has been performed or not. Select star from cats. Okay, so here we have uh, duplicate values of no name provided and 7. So how to remove it, or we can also say how to insert some new values to it. Insert into cats, name, age, and its values. Let's suppose that we are giving its name cat, and its age should be okay. We are not giving any value to it. So okay, so our one record has been inserted into the database of, oh, into the table that is our cats table. So now we have to check whether our operation has been performed in it or not. Select star from cats. Okay, So here we got the null value of age, as we are defining the age equal to null. So here it is not generating any error because the null is a character of English language, and it is present in the characterized form, but it is not generating any error because it will take the null as an empty value. So that is why it is not generated any error. So now we will going on to primary keys. So primary keys are those keys who are unique in itself, and whose values are can't be null. Okay, so for primary keys, suppose I am creating a new table. Create table. Let's suppose that cat 1, cats 1, because we have to add multiple entries in it. So defining the fields: name varchar 50, and not null, and giving its default value. That is unnamed. And so now we are defining another column, that is age, and we will define its data type. Not null, giving its default value. Let's suppose that 99. So okay, our row has been inserted to our table. So now we have to check whether our table is empty or not. Describe cats 1. Okay, so we are giving here, we have two different fields, name as age and name, its data types, and null value. So we don't have any null value, and we have default values as we have defined it here, unnamed and 99. And so, and we have another empty columns that are key and extra column. So For to remove redundant value from our table or database, we are using the primary keys. So firstly, we have to insert redundant values in our table in order to check that our primary key is not working or not. So okay, select star star from, let's we take our another table that we are defining, that we are defined in above, that is our employee table. Okay, so here we are defining the some redundant values in order to check whether our primary key is working or not. Insert into employee defining the columns name, comma, age, and here we are giving the values Aman, and its age is 25. Okay, now we are using the select command to show that our operation has been performed or not. So here we have redundant entries in our table. So in order to remove it or identify them separately, we are using the primary key. So we have to create another table in order to use our primary key. So we are defining the cat id, that is in the its data type is integer. So we are here, we are defining its data type, that is not null. Its name, so here we are doing this example to check how to remove these kind of redundant entries from our table. Varchar 100, age, integer value, and we are also defining the primary key here as okay. So in order to identify, so let's we take uh, this same database as okay. Q, cat id. But first of all, we have to change our table name. Okay, our columns has been inserted. So now in order to check whether our operation has been performed or not, we are using the describe table name, that is our unique underscore cats. Okay, so here we are defining the id as primary key in order to check that our table doesn't contain any redundant value. So now we are inserting the values in it. Insert into table name, that is our unique cat underscore cats, that is our let's suppose that cat id, name, and age, and values here to be given. One comma name, name given, kite, and let's suppose that any random value, age. So in order to check whether our operation has been performed or not, we are using the select command. Select star from unique cats. Okay. So now we are defining another column name in our this database, and now we are also defining the now I am also inserting the new values to this cat table in order to check into unique cats, cat id, name, and age value, age and values. Here we are giving 2 comma same value, kite, and we are also defining the same age. So now check whether this operation has been performed or not. Okay, so here we can see that our redundant values has been entered in our table, but we can easily identify them on the basis of their cat id, that is given as 1 and 2. So here we are using the primary key. So primary key help us to create to identify the same values, to identify the same values or redundant values in our database through a particular column by using by giving its different IDs. So thank you everyone.